We are going to look at the song Lucy Locket. So before we really get going on this song, let's just pay attention to a couple of things. So we're using our treble clef, so that means that our notes are, show me your thumbs up and your fingers out. We always read from the bottom to the top. Go ahead and say our poem with me. E, G, B, D, F. These are the lines of the treble clef. So our fingers are acting like the lines, the line notes. Now we're going to go to the bottom space, the space between our pinky and our ring finger. F, A, C, E. It's as easy as can be. So our spaces, which have a line on the top and the bottom of the note head, our spaces spell face. So now we've got this time signature right here. I'll go ahead and highlight it in pink. Our time signature right here is telling us that there are 2 beats in a measure. So the measure is between these bar lines right here. So this space right here, this whole space, it's kind of hard to do it with the mouse. This space right here is a measure. So go ahead and look at this song and see how many measures you can find in this song while I'm erasing this. And I know that that last measure is a little bit hidden because of my video in front of it. So let's go ahead and count them, and I'm going to highlight them while we do. So we start right here at our time signature. This marks the beginning of our first measure. So this is our first measure, 1. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did you find 8 measures? Let's see if I can just undo all of this. Maybe not. I'll get my eraser out. All right, so we have 8 measures in this song, and most of this song is actually made up of 2 eighth notes, our ta-ti rhythm. Another thing I want you to pay attention to is a pattern that we have in this song. This song is exactly the same. The notes, the words are different, but the notes are the same in the first half, the first 4 measures, as they are in the second half. So that means if we learn the first 4 measures, we will know the entire song. So that's kind of nice. It's always good to look at patterns in music to help you learn a song. And it also means because that video is cutting off that last measure, that it's okay because we can just look above and see that measure right there. All right, now let's figure out what these notes are. We've got the rhythm. Actually, before we look at the notes, let's do the rhythm. So let's go ahead and say our tas and tatis starting right at the beginning, right there. 1, 2, ready, go. Tati, tati. I hope you were saying it while I was silent. I want to make sure you practice. So I will say it again this time just to make sure that you've got it. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta-ti, 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 ta-ta. Ta-ti, 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 ta-ta. Is that what you said? I hope so. All right, now we can go to the beginning of our music and figure out what these note names are. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the purple. This first note right here, is that a line note or is it a space note? So look at it and decide, is there a line going through the middle of the note head or is there a line on the top and the bottom? It is a space note. So which space is that on? Let's go ahead and figure that out. So here is our bottom space. That's our F, because space spells face. F-A-C-E. So here's our bottom space right here. This is our second space. This is our third space. Oh, it's on our third space. So what note is that? F-A-C. And then our top space would be E. Right here on our hand staff. So F-A-C-E. So we are starting on C. Now, there's my eraser. So now that we know that we start on C, we can find that on our recorder. So you're going to put your thumb and your middle finger together. Thumb goes on the back of your recorder on that one hole. Middle finger steps down to the second hole. This is what our C looks like. Go ahead and give it a try. Make sure you're using warm, foggy breath, like you're fogging up your glasses or a window if you don't wear glasses. Your C should sound like that. If it doesn't sound like that, it might mean that you're not covering one of the holes all the way. So check and make sure you've got finger warts on your fingers, and that means you're pushing down on those holes, or make sure you're not covering up the wrong hole. Those might be the reasons that you're not making the right sound. All right, so we're gonna start on that C. Then after we play C, C, what happens? Do we go up or do we go down? We go up. The notes are getting higher on our ladder. So C, C, and then it goes up to what kind of note? A line note or a space note? It goes up to a line note. So let's go ahead and read these lines. Here's our first line. E, G is our second one. B, D. Oh, it's on D. And F is our top. E, G, B, D, F. These are the lines of our treble clef. And these two notes are on the fourth line, so they are our D. So that is D. On the recorder, this is our newest note. So make sure you get your C. So we're gonna start on our C, put it in practice position on our chin. You have to have both hands on the recorder to play this note. So make sure your right thumb is on that fuzzy black dot that we stuck to them. And if that's fallen off, just remember where it kind of went. Then you are going to go from the C, where I'm using my thumb and my middle finger. Now I'm going to lift off my thumb like I'm opening a door. So when I play the high D, the only hole that I am covering is that hole, that second hole with my middle finger. So I'm gonna go from C with my thumb, and then I lift my thumb off, and I'm just holding it there with my middle finger. See if you can do that. Now let's see if the D sounds higher than the C. So I'm gonna play my C first. Now lift off the D. Oh, it sounds higher, right? Just like it's higher on my ladder, on my staff, it sounds higher in pitch too. So we're gonna go from C, C, D, D. Then we go back to the C again. C, C, ooh, and then we go to a different note that is lower on our ladder. What is that? Is that a space note or a line note? It is a space note. And what space is it on? See if you can count them up. 1, 2. So that would be F, A. So then we go from the high C, oops, didn't mean to put that there. We're gonna go from the high C to the A. And the A, we are just gonna cover up both of these holes right here with our two fingers. Our pointer finger is gonna push down, our thumb is back on our recorder, and our middle finger is down. And this is what the A sounds like. So let's just play those 3 notes. This song has 3 notes, has C, D, and A. So start on your C. Make sure it matches my tone. Now lift off your thumb. Now put down both fingers and your thumb. Make sure you can match those pitches with your recorder. And let's keep looking at this. Pay attention to one pattern that I really like. So not only does this song repeat with the first half and the second half, so all we really need to learn are the first 4 measures. The other thing that is an interesting pattern is at the beginning of every measure, it starts with the same note. See if you can look at this music and figure out what is the first note of every measure. It is C. So let's circle. There is a C. There is a C. There is a C. And there is a C. And I could do that for the second half, but we already know that the first half and the second half are the same. So after every bar line, the beginning of every measure starts with the same note, which is a C. I'm going to erase that. And let's go ahead and look at this. We're going to take this one measure at a time. And then because once we learn the first half, we'll know the second half. So put it in practice position, find your C, your high C. So your pointer finger is off and your thumb is on the back, even though it's hard for you to see it. Okay, so we're gonna go C, C, lift, D, D. Go ahead and play that on your recorder. Now look at the second measure. It starts the same way with C, C, but then we have to drop our pointer finger down. So let's start on the second measure, right here. Here we go. And then drop down to the A. Let's go and do the first two measures together. So start on the C. Get your C ready to go. 1, 2, ready, go. How did you do? If you need to pause the video and go back and practice, you can do that. Now let's look at this third measure right here. We already know that we're going to start on high C, so get your high C ready. And it actually is exactly the same as our first measure. Look at this. This measure is exactly like this measure. So not only does the first half repeat with the second half, this measure repeats with this measure. That makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? So get your C ready. We already know this. So we're going to go C, C, D, D, ready, play. And then it's a little different on this fourth measure. For one thing, we're not playing tatis. We're not doing the 2/8 notes. Those are quarter notes, ta, ta. So they're going to be longer sounds. So C and then A. Let's go back to the beginning. Actually, let's go ahead and play the measures 3 and 4. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's go to the beginning and play the whole first half, the first 4 measures. And once we've got that, we'll have the whole song. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, I made a mistake. Guess what? I've been playing my recorder probably a lot longer than you have, and I still make mistakes. So let's try that again. We can maybe even go a little bit slower. Get your C ready. 1, 2, ready, go. How did you do? You might find that you're making the same mistake in the same spot. So I almost made a mistake again when I played it in the same spot. And that might mean that I need to practice that one spot. And this is the spot that I was having a hard time with. For some reason, I wanted to go down to a different note. I think I wanted to play the A. So if you're making a mistake in one spot, just go back and practice that spot. You don't have to go to the beginning every time. Just isolate it and practice it. So for example, since I almost made the same mistake again, I might just practice this third measure. So let's try that again, just the third measure. And then I can go on and try it again. Let's go ahead and play the whole song. That means we're going to play the first half and the second half, but they repeat, so really we're ready. Here we go. Sit up really tall. Make sure you've got really foggy, gentle air. Start on your C. Lift that pointer finger up. 1, and we're going to take it slow. I've been taking it probably faster than I should. 1, 2, dun, dun, dun. How did you do? Go ahead and pause it wherever you need to and repeat whatever parts you need to do it. And then once you've got it, please record it and put it on Seesaw so I can see how you are doing.